so welcome back to day 22 of Vlogmas. Oh, I can't believe it's 22nd of December already. Where's the time gone? I'm excited for like a little small family Christmas. There's the dog. We call it our 1997 Christmas because like it was last Christmas, so it was just me, my dad and my mum before my sister was born, and this is the first Christmas we've had where it's not been the four of us since 1997. So yeah, we're having our 1997 Christmas this year, and then we'll have a 2025 one a few days later when my nephew comes home. Which reminds me, I do need to chase up something for my dad for his present for Noah. But anyway, finished the bauble last night, so that's what it's like. It's gorgeous, like little heart, like clovery pattern. I think it's really pretty, really like it. So I just need to cut these two off. They've been woven into the actual thing, so don't need to weave them in. I just need to snip them off and do the ties. But I'm sort of going to batch do a load of ties because you crochet them. Well, you don't have to, but that's the way I'm doing it. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to batch do them all together and get a load of them done at the same time. It's only if I need the contrast colour I'll do the tie then, because once I finish with the contrast colour I'm putting it away in stash, whereas the white I'm just keeping going with the same ball. No point getting a different ball out for each different ball. So yeah, we're going to go out shopping in a minute and get some bits. And my main job today is going to be to clear the dining room table downstairs, which has been my study area for the past year, where I've just had everything there set up so that it's easy to get to and things like that. And I'm moving it to the desk that's just down here, because in the new year I have got I've got a final exam on the proviso. I've passed these two. I've got one more exam to do, but I'm also going to be applying for jobs, and some of them could come with the potential to do bits of work from home. So I need an area where I can work from. Also, when I finish in January, if I've passed all my exams in January and I finish, I graduate with a master's degree, but I want to be a solicitor. So to do that, you have to then sit a few more tests. You have to pass the Solicitors Qualifying Exam 1 and Solicitors Qualifying Exam 2. But for number 1, there's 2 tests for that, FLK 1 and FLK 2. So I don't know how many tests I'm going to have to do. At least 3 I know, because there's 2 for SQE1, must be at least 1 for SQE2. But anyway, so I need to be able to also revise and practice that, because, yeah, I've got no guarantee that I'm going to be working across different aspects of law when I get a job. So I need to be studying what is going to be covered on the exams. So that's why we've decided in the spare bedroom we can have my little desk here, and that could be a little thing. And that's just because I don't really want to start working in my bedroom, because otherwise it's not good for when you're trying to sleep, because your mind doesn't really disconnect it. Oh, it's bedtime rather than work time. So yeah, it's not good for working or for sleeping. So yeah, we decided I'll do it here in the spare bedroom. And also it means I'm not all the way up in the loft on my own. There's a heater in here. Like, I don't mind that there's not a heater in there when I sleep, because I like sleeping in the cold, but I don't want to be sitting working in the cold and all stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I've got to do today. I have to go shopping. So wish me luck. Because I'm used to working on a big dining room table, and now I've got to condense it. So we'll see. So it's later on in the day now. I've cleared most of the desk. The only thing I've got on there is my Tunisia tea light holder and my candle, because I do like to have a candle on. Buddy's decided to come up and see me. He's had enough of that. So yeah, then I've got a packet of Chewies and lip balm, because my mouth gets so dry at times because of the medication I'm on. So Chewies are always handy to have on, and also the lip balm. And I like having this here to hold the laptop up just because, one, it means that I'm looking directly straight at the laptop screen when I'm sat. I'm not having to look down. And also it just means there's a bit of space on the desk to do things around it. Then below here, they're just the notes I was last working on and things like that to pick up in January for my exam. On the right here, got my pencil case, my journal. I don't know how to say this like without it coming across me. My little black book. It's not what you originally think of. Basically, like anything that I've got to make note of, like tasks to do and things like that, like meetings I've got and things, I put it all in there so that everything's in one place and I can have a little look around. So I keep it all there, and that way it's easy for me to find, so I'm keeping that handy. Then obviously I've got my pencil case, hand gel, pretty self-explanatory. There's some tissues behind there as well. I've got some Tipp-Ex, glue stick, they're the ones I love to use. These hole punch protectors, so they're like little there you go, that's what they look like, the little clear stickers that you stick on where your hole punches in a document, and it just stops them in the folder from ripping out that easy. It just gives them more security. So yeah, I've also then got tissues back there and a phone cable so I can charge my phone. Down here I've got these, like the refill pads that I use to make notes. These documents here are statutory extracts, so if we pick one out, I've still got a few more downstairs I need to bring up. So wrong way round, that's not very helpful. So this is administrative law and human rights. So these are basically most of the acts that we need to sort of, the key statutory acts, so they're all there so that I can reference and find them quite easy without having to Google and start searching for things. I do know how to find it quite quickly, but it's handy having it there ready to flick through. Yeah, so we've just got, as I said, the refill pads. This is my folder with all my notes in. Around the corner there, they're basically all the textbook material that we needed. I printed it off rather than buying the textbooks because I did have loads of print credit that it's going to go to waste anyway if I don't use it up. So I thought, might as well use that up, and if needed, buy textbooks for things I couldn't print. But I managed to print it all and still had print credit left over, so can't complain. So that's what they are there. The black bag, that's not normally there. That's not going to be there after Christmas. Basically any present that I've bought for someone, so like, you know, Christmas gifts, like clothes and stuff like that, what I always do is I always keep the packaging so it's all in that black bag and all the return slips that come with them, and that way if I have to return anything, everything's there ready to go and I'm not having to rush around trying to find stuff. So then I did have a little bit of a move around on here. Those teddy boxes were on the desk, so there wasn't much room for them. This I actually made at St Helens World of Glass on a school trip. I need to go through these pens and see which work and which don't, but I've got some novelty pens in here, like I've got the Queen, a knitting themed one, so yeah, I've got loads of little ones like that, so I need to sort them out. My hand cream, because again my hands get dry when I'm with my medication, so that's there. This is basically all my pens and pencils that I have. I've got the little pencil case which has got like one of the essentials, like one of each colour highlighter, one pencil, ruler, one black and blue ballpoint pen, but these have got everything else that I sometimes need, even just not for uni. These just my general stationery, and they are actually well organised in these containers. So we've got ballpoint pens and rulers in the middle, then they're Sharpies and whiteboard markers. I do need to be careful when lifting them out. These are like different types of pens, like gel pens, coloured pens, stuff like that. Here we've got pencils and highlighters, and then here we've got felt tip pens. So yeah, that is my little setup, my little office set up ready to go. Good evening guys. Right, so I'm gonna be getting ready to go to bed in a minute. I've been keeping a close eye on Buddy all afternoon and evening, and he is doing a lot better. He's not well, and we may be in for another disturbed night, but the main thing is he's stopped throwing up now, so whatever's in his system, it's starting to go through. He's coming over it, he's over the worst of it. That's what we were advised when we rung up the vets earlier on, just to, you know, say, what do we do if he's, you know, unwell. So he was unwell through the night last night, yeah, and since the early hours of this morning he's not throwing up again, so fingers crossed we're through the worst of it now. He's been getting lots of attention, lots of love, lots of cuddles. He's still quite himself. Like, you know, my dad was sat on the sofa earlier on, and Buddy walked over and started nudging him to be like, excuse me, stroke me. Buddy's a very demanding dog. You know, when my dad went up to bed earlier on, Buddy likes to go up and lie with him. He likes to go and take up the middle of the bed, so my dad ends up hanging on the edge because my dad's a sucker and won't move him. So yeah, he tried to follow my dad up to bed, and my dad was like, this is where I draw the line at spoiling you today. He's like, I want to just lie down and be okay. So yeah, he's doing good in himself. Yeah, he's probably eating something that he shouldn't have. Yeah, it's one of those, as you said, because he goes out in the garden, you know, you can't really sort of like make sure, like, we can check as much as we can, but it's not always 100% perfect. And Buddy he wasn't a mischievous dog, he was always a stubborn dog growing up. Charlie was a mischievous one, who'd get into stuff that he shouldn't do. Saying that, Buddy used to chew everything. Like, if something dropped on the floor, he loved my dad's glasses, he loved chewing the glasses. Debit cards was another thing he was a massive fan of. Yeah, and so if something would drop on the floor, Buddy would, like, if you were in the room and, you know, you could see, he'd look up at you and see if you're watching, and then run, grab it and take it off to the crate so you could go and chew it in peace, hoping you weren't going to come and grab it off him. And bottles, you know, little plastic bottles, that's what he loved. They were his favourite toys. We never used to get toys for Buddy because we started doing it, and the dogs both have, like, specific toys that they liked playing with. Buddy's favourite toy to play with was plastic bottles. He doesn't really play with toys anymore now. Yeah, he just more like sitting on you, getting stroked and getting loads of attention. But yeah, he is a very demanding dog, and, you know, we've seen his personality, he's still the same. So yeah, he's feeling okay in himself, we reckon, because we've not noticed anything else other than, you know, him needing to go to the bathroom and being ill. So fingers crossed we're getting there. But I have finished the bauble I started today. So here we are. It's white with this orange accent. I really like it. I think it's really pretty. I do like that little pattern going around on it. It is pretty. So the one I'm going to work on tomorrow is going to be the reverse. It's going to be orange as the main colour with white with the contrast. This one seems to use a lot of the contrast colour compared to some of the others that I've seen like this, which is a good thing because the orange scrap ball that I'm using is not that big, so I'm worried I'm going to be playing a bit of yarn chicken with it, but we'll find out when I work on it tomorrow. We'll see how we get on. I want to definitely try and get that one done tomorrow. Yeah, get another few off my list. I'm not even sure what number am I up to now. 1 minute. Let's see. So this one that I finished today, this is number 12. So not too bad. I'm averaging one every other day at the moment. You know, bit of extra days because we are the 22nd today. I think so. Anyway, all the days are merging into one at the moment. But yeah, I'm about to head up to bed. Hopefully get a bit of a better night's sleep. And I will speak to you all tomorrow. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all staying safe and staying well, because there is a lot of nasty bugs and viruses going around at the moment, so I hope you're all doing very well, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. Bye.